Imagine stepping into a time machine and landing in the middle of the most brutal crashes. Every turn of the wheel draws a line between life and death. Today's going to be a long one. Welcome to the top 300 most terrifying car crash moments of 2025. Take a deep breath and buckle up, because just one heartbeat can change everything. Sounds like the brakes gave out and he lost control. Honestly, I think he did a pretty solid job keeping everyone safe. Nobody got hurt, and that's what matters. Good thing he put the phone down just in time. Keeping your distance matters. Sometimes just a few seconds is all it takes to change everything. They touched down like Wi-Fi in a basement. Rough, unstable, and totally unexpected. Just because you're going straight doesn't mean you can floor it. Speeding is still illegal, no matter where you are. Dinner usually doesn't come with an action scene, but that restaurant got the deluxe combo. Lucky no one was seriously hurt. It happened in Iran. A quick reminder that things can go south fast, especially with heavy rigs. Stay safe and keep up with your maintenance. Whoa! If you're gonna pass someone, make sure it's safe for everybody on the road. Put the phone down if you actually want to make it home tonight. This is what happens when you treat a green light like a permission slip to ignore physics. A tire blew out, and within seconds, the fuel truck lost control. Now you know, red means stop, not maybe. She meant to walk the bike, but the throttle said, "Nah, we're flying today." A car on a Moscow highway suddenly began smoking from the hood. The driver tried to put out the fire with an extinguisher but failed. Moments later, the vehicle exploded. Driver's okay, thank goodness. Bet he won't skip that maintenance check next time. So many people drive like that. It's a miracle they ever pass the test. If his goal was to test the strength of public infrastructure, mission accomplished. Low clearance signs are there for a reason. If your ride's too tall, don't try to squeeze through. It's not worth turning your truck into scrap metal. The engineering is solid. The truck can brake safely even when fully loaded without tipping over. This is the kind of vehicle that earns real respect. On a narrow road, risky passes aren't brave, they're bets. And the odds? Never worth it. Patience doesn't cost much, but it can save everything.
Yêu can luôn.
Changing lanes isn't a magic trick. You can't just disappear and reappear in front of someone. The pickup trucks rolled in perfect sync. Must be a new Olympic event. That Mazda launched over the fence like it just heard the lottery office was across the street. Victor Nasabulin flipped through SS6 like a tumbleweed and somehow landed right where he started.
Sermon about how you need to build relationships when he interrupted Scott with that statement. We loved it.
Slow down, man, unless you're trying to win a one-way ticket to the Darwin Awards. These heavy vehicles need speed limiters, not just rules, but real solutions. Good thing they made it back to the car safe. A poorly maintained car isn't just a risk to the driver, it's a danger to everyone around. Be honest, do you think both of them should have gotten a ticket here?
They shut up a rocket. Wow, look at that thing. That's a rocket, man. People are noticing it too. This guy is this guy is an idiot or what?
Whoa!
He broke.
The car crashed into other vehicles. Oh, but look at that rocket!
Attention, I'm paying attention. The guy I know.
Can you drive safely?
I am paying attention on my driving.
People were looking at the thing.
Yeah, and the people are not.
Oh.
He cried out of gratitude for the person who pointed out his mistake. There are truly kind-hearted people among us, and we need more of them in this world. A jacket for fire? That's plan B, when the actual fire extinguisher is literally 2 steps away. That transition was quite something. One moment he's pointing with confidence, the next he's got his hands behind his back. That truck hit the slope like it was auditioning for a downhill Olympics, and the finish line was someone's living room. That car hit the truck like it thought Newton's laws were optional. You can't outsmart physics, and 200 kilometers per hour proves it the hard way. Slow down, folks. Life's not a race to the hospital. That car learned the hard way that water barriers don't care about confidence. Slow down, or the road will remind you who's boss. Using LPG in old cars, especially those poorly maintained, is a really bad idea. That's what happens when you keep your eyes on the road instead of your phone. Survival mode unlocked. Don't be surprised if you end up in over your head when you wander into someone else's world. Either join the chaos or stay out of it. Normal folks don't belong in Wonderland. Trying to outsmart a truck with a quick lane change is like trying to outdance an elephant. It never ends well. That SUV launched like Elon Musk was testing a flying Tesla. 6 spins in the air and a landing no one ordered. The truck got slammed by the wind like a folding chair at a backyard BBQ. Makes me wonder if the driver was on their phone. If you are, put it down and drive. It's not worth the risk. A truck's blind spot is no joke. Stay out of it if you want to stay safe. That truck hit like it never learned about safe following distance. This ain't bumper cars, it's real life. It's hard to believe no one was killed. You could call it a miracle. He thought he was drifting Fast and Furious style. Turns out the trailer had other plans, like a wild animal on Discovery Channel. Swerving between cars won't make you any faster. Just leave earlier next time. Getting there alive is still the best kind of on time. They might have replaced the brake pads, but forgot to actually hit the brakes. Pretty common situation. EVs are the future, but charging wrong can cause real problems. Don't cheap out on cables. Don't leave it charging alone. Safety starts with how you plug in. That tire jumped ship like it was protesting for better wages. If chaos were a sport, that Porsche just scored a triple combo. Both drivers messed up. The main fault's on the one making that wide U-turn, but the other car was flying way too fast. This guy thought he found a shortcut. Turns out, it was just a fast track to trouble. We're not here to judge who's right or wrong, but that truck driver on Hume Highway didn't even stop, just kept going. Sometimes silence on the road speaks louder than words. Rushing behind the wheel leaves no room for mistakes. 1 second too fast, and the damage is done. In a heavy truck, there's no excuse for reckless speed. Before you switch lanes, you gotta know if the car in front is speeding up or slowing down. Otherwise, you're setting yourself up for a surprise. The Mazda took that curve like it was trying to skip town without paying the tab. It turned that scenic route into a roller coaster no one asked for. Changing lanes suddenly is like jumping into a pool without checking if there's water. Driving isn't just about skill, it's a series of choices, and the right ones start with staying alert and respecting others. That wasn't just a crash, it was a safety failure. Trucks like that need proper checks. One missed inspection can put lives at risk. This isn't just reckless, it's a felony. Using a car as a weapon while drunk and unlicensed? That's attempted murder under the law. When trouble hits, your brakes and seatbelt are your best friends. That truck driver acted fast and smart, blocking the lane to keep others safe. Big thanks to him and everyone who stopped to help. Glad they're all okay. Hey, someone needs to tell him this ain't a parking spot. It's pretty clear the driver missed the warning signals. Has anyone ever told you that you can't park there? Just saying.
Веке.
The scooter came in way too fast, and the car should have slowed down near the crossing, especially with the sun shining that bright. I've heard friends say that if a fully loaded gravel truck stops halfway up a hill, there's a good chance it won't make it up and has to roll back and try again. Turns out they were right. Looks like he hit the speed bump way too fast. The car lifted off for a split second, just enough to lose grip and tip over. Drinks and driving don't mix. If you've been drinking, just stay home. It's not worth the risk. That kid's real lucky to be in a modern car with advanced safety tech. Without it, things could have ended a whole lot worse. Even when the light's green, ease up a bit and look around. Not everyone out there plays by the rules. Man, he really dodged a bullet this time. Hopefully it shook him up a bit. All it takes is slowing down and checking both ways, you know? A gas leak in Los Mochis nearly turned into a disaster after an LP pipeline burst earlier today. Quick action by a worker who managed to shut off the valve prevented a major explosion. Fortunately, no one was injured. When you pull into a gas station, slow down and pay attention. There are people walking around and fueling up. It's not a racetrack. Don't drink and drive. That guy ran off the road, saw the truck stop, and immediately went over to help. Such a good thing to do. Both messed up. The truck didn't secure its load, and the other driver didn't even bother to hit the brakes. Put the phone down and keep your eyes on the road. That's the only way you're getting home safe. No thrill is worth a life. Those few seconds of speeding might feel exciting, but they can erase everything: dreams, families, and futures. Walk away from the chase before it's too late. It was all going fine until that tire said, "I quit." Even in a tunnel, even late at night, stay alert and keep your distance. One blown tire or bad move can send everything sideways. Even pros lose control sometimes. It just shows that no one's immune to mistakes. A blatantly flashy product in the style of 1990s TV shows. When you're heading into a tunnel, slow down and turn your lights on. It's a simple move that keeps everyone safe. Stay out of a truck's blind spot. If you can't see the driver's mirrors, they can't see you. And that's not a place you want to be. Getting home to your family matters more than any text. Stay calm when you're driving. Your bad mood shouldn't become someone else's bad day. The crash looked really bad, but somehow no one got hurt. That's nothing short of a miracle. That white car got dragged into the race like a front row spectator at a free demolition show. Crossing without looking is like playing Frogger on expert mode with your eyes closed. This is why you should never stay in the breakdown lane. We've all been there, rushing to make it. Slow down. No deadline's worth your life.
汽车记录器全拍。
That Tata Nano acted like a kid who thought he could fly. It went straight into trouble just to learn what gravity really means. That car took off like it was looking for a parking spot in the clouds. It landed perfectly between two gas pumps. Must have had Angel GPS. It's no coincidence the crash happened right where the solid line was. Those lines are there for a reason. Follow them if you actually want to make it home safe. Emergency vehicles have the right of way, but not the right to ignore basic safety. Running a red light at full speed without checking the intersection isn't just risky, it can be criminally negligent. When you're driving a heavy truck into a curve, ease off the gas, unless you want your trip to end with more drama than a roller coaster. Speeding and cutting lanes at an intersection is basically asking for a crash. That's where most disasters are born. The driver blew through the red light like it was just a suggestion. That truck got caught in a traffic ballet. The car ahead slowed down while the other switched lanes mid-move like it was dancing. This guy thought he found a shortcut. Turns out it was just a fast track to trouble. That speed bump wasn't a suggestion. It was a warning, and they ignored it like pros. No wonder the SUV tried to do a backflip. You're driving a bus, not launching one. Ease up. It's a neighborhood, not a runway. This is why securing your load isn't optional. One mistake can turn into flying concrete. They didn't even bother to check both sides. Pulling a U-turn like that is just asking for trouble. Intersections aren't the place to rush. It looks like the car pushed the truck off the road. The car must have been going really fast and the truck was empty. This crash could have been avoided if the yellow car hadn't reversed and the blue one hadn't been speeding. Passing where you're not supposed to is just asking for trouble. Cutting lanes at the last second, flashing lights like you own the road, then disappearing like nothing happened. That's not driving smart. That's dodging accountability. When you hit 88 miles per hour, you're gonna see some pretty scary stuff. The armored truck thought it was invincible. The road said, "Let me show you otherwise." Looked at his phone for 1 second, and suddenly he's doing Olympic-level flips in the middle of the street. That space between cars, super important. Staying focused behind the wheel is what makes the difference between getting home safely or not. Always keep a safe distance and be ready to brake in any situation. Just 1 second of distraction or closing the gap too soon can leave you with no time to react. Never stop on a highway unless it's an absolute emergency and you've set up clear warnings far in advance. They treated the intersection like a racetrack, not a reality check.
Возможен задозрено.
That navigation system's amazing. It even predicted the traffic jam when the crash happened. Guess that's probably why my iPhone 17 went missing. Can't believe they actually made it out alive. Hope they learned their lesson. Now you see why helmets exist, huh?
Oh my God!
Good thing you stopped. There were multiple factors here. Speed, the bus driving in the left lane with flashing lights, and the car merging poorly, which triggered a chain reaction. It's like turning every green light into a starting line at Daytona. Problem is, nobody else signed up for your race. Be honest, what's the first thing you'd do if you were behind the wheel here? No one could have seen that coming. The victim couldn't have driven defensively enough to avoid that crash. Sometimes luck runs out before the light turns red. Nobody ever thinks twice about those little tires until they become a hidden danger waiting to happen. Now you see why speed limits aren't just suggestions, right? What a shame. Such a cute little Anglia. I've seen this car at the HAMB drags many times. At least no one was hurt, and it was just a low-speed crash, not a high-speed impact. I'm sure it'll be back on the road again. The best move is to find a safe spot to park and rest. That way, you won't end up in a situation like this. The bus tipped over while turning and slid into the next lane. With a long tail like that, losing balance in a curve isn't a surprise. Driving a passenger bus isn't easy, especially on tight turns. This just shows how much stricter the testing and training for bus licenses really need to be. Sometimes we're careful, but it's someone else's recklessness that causes the trouble. I'd say this wasn't about speed at all. The way it slid, it screams road surface issue, not driver error. A wrong-way truck led to a 4-car crash. That's not a small mistake. That's putting lives at risk. When you can't judge your car's size or distance right, trying to pass another vehicle without enough space is just asking for trouble. When you're unsure about your exit or hesitate at the last second, it doesn't just confuse you, it puts everyone around you at risk. On a fast-moving highway, split-second indecision can trigger chain reaction crashes. One text, 1 second, that's all it takes. One wrong choice turned an ordinary drive into a dangerous tug-of-war. Drive like you're late, and you'll arrive in chaos. The truck's tail was too long and off balance. One turn, and boom, it tipped. Balance isn't optional on the road. Heavy trucks don't belong in neighborhoods. There should be dedicated routes that keep them out of residential areas for everyone's safety. Intersections are like game shows. Everyone thinks it's their turn to go, and nobody wants to lose. Slow down, look both ways, and don't turn your drive into a crash episode. Before you turn or pull out, always check your mirrors. Failing to do so turns a routine move into a potential crash. Looks like someone ordered valet and self-delivered it to the table.